learn from it. It is very hard to, just like get beat up and take a loss and try and move on from it. But, you try and learn. If it's a game where you guys are just getting like, um,
Pub
destroyed,
stomps.
then it's not good to play against that a lot because, what are you going to learn if you lose like 10 minutes into the game? There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
Um, but just start playing against, teams that are slightly better or something like that. What we do is every time we lose to a team, we always ask afterwards if there was, what do they think we did wrong or what could we have done better. Um, Also, another
Oh.
good thing to pick up.
So I'm at 505 right now, and I see what you mean by that golden blade. Like, granted, I don't
Yeah.
think I would have had it. Do you think assassins would be like beneficial with that, or would you just go straight into golden blade?
Um.
Like
Oh,
literally
no.
rush golden.
I'd still go
Okay.
assassin. Yeah.
Because yeah, I see right there, and I'm sure that's not the last I'm gonna see, where it literally takes me, fuck, 8 9 seconds to clear a speed camp.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and right there when we invaded, we have your red timer, so we're just gonna be spamming that off cooldown since our comp is designed for that.
yeah,
I was gonna
So
say, hey Seraph, I kind of said go Golden Blade. I,
yeah.
I just want to put that out there.
Oh, I know.
So actually, let's pause here just for a second.
All right.
Um.
What time are you at?
I'm at 5:52 in game.
Holy shit, me too.
Okay, perfect. um. So on that red buff where Cupid ended up dying, so since we had the red buff timer, um, if you guys are trying to make a play around that red buff to either steal it or look for a pick or something like that, everybody has to be there for that or nobody at all.
Okay.
Because you know that we're gonna be there for it, so you
Yeah, I
either
kind of made a call, and then people said no after I'd already started going in, and then I'm
yeah.
like, wait, what? And then
So
I died.
best thing you can do at that point is if nobody's responding, then just point it out as okay. That was an error in comms. We should have all been there.
Yeah.
Um, but if nobody's gonna be there, just don't go for it at all.
Yeah.
Uh, because like there, I believe, like you got rooted and then into Izanami ult, and at that point you just can't do anything. You're silenced. So
Mhm.
all right, I'm ready to. Oh, and then that was where also Jean-Kui got soloed right there.
Yep.
Um, so throughout the game, you guys kind of tried to deal with the Kakolin, um, and Kakolin is just one of those characters where when he gets ahead, he's just a monster. So if you guys were gonna deal with the Kakolin, you either
Have to
had
do
to
this
like
5-man.
you either have to like full commit on. I'd say yeah, probably like 3 people,
3 to 4.
um,
Yeah, have your solo jungle.
3 to 4. But the issue with that, if you're playing against a team who has experience in competitive, if you 3 to 4 man gank a solo laner, they just go straight to gold.
Yeah.
You know, um, and then at that point, the only person who's going to be able to follow up is most likely the ADC to a Gold Fury call, and then they might get picked at the Gold Fury. So it's just really important that you keep a solo laner under control. Because
Yeah.
if Kakolin's getting to a point where he needs 3 to 4 people to rotate, it's not even worth rotating anymore.
Yeah.
And you just kind of okay, that lane is lost. Where can we look to cut the deficit in other lanes?
Okay.
Like okay, solo lane is down and out. How about we look towards mid lane? How about we look towards dual lane? Now I'm not saying off of just this first blood, it's already down and out.
Yeah.
Further down
But
as we
he is 7 and our mid is 4, jungle is 5. Support
yeah.
is 5. Like it's
So
already not looking good.
at this point, it's like okay, Kakolin's a problem, so maybe we need to make a rotation for that. So if you look, I'd probably look to, Cupid. Cupid ult him is probably the best way you can lock him down, but you probably want to make sure you burn his ult. So maybe you could look for a rotation over there.
Yeah. Like
You just have to be really careful around, a team reacting with a Gold Fury call.
yeah.
That's the only thing. It's kind of risky.
yeah.
Oh,
Is it
one
cool
thing.
if I invite Shafe real quick?
Oh, yeah. Is that okay with you?
Oh yeah,
Sarah?
definitely.
Okay, nice.
You do it. I don't know how to do it.
Okay, hold on. Right, there we go. So, yo, what's up, Shafe? You there?
Hello?
E.
You got that McDonald's in it.
What's up, dude?
Yeah,
Yeah, kinda.
hold on, yeah, I'll be right back. Hold on.
All his cousins are over.
Oh god. Anyways, I'm trying to think. Where was I? Shoot, I forget. Anyways, but yeah, so Kakolin is he's one of those that can just carry that lead with him, and you have to either shut it down, or if it gets out of control, you kind of just have to ignore it. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. So the Zhong, he went for. I think it was kind of his build that got him killed for the most part.
The Mage's Blessing, tier 1.
So I believe he went Mage's Blessing, tier 1 Bancrofts, and then he either finished off Bancrofts and then went to Boots, or finished off Boots and went into Bancrofts. So the thing about that is that at that point, you know, he might as well just be in mid lane because you might as well just send like a mid laner over there. He's that squishy.
Yeah.
You have to go. I think you kind of have to go warriors because it's not just the extra health or the healing. It's also
It's the
that
protections.
reduced damage.
Yeah.
That helps against minions a lot. So if you accidentally hit Kakolin and minions hit you for 200, that could have been avoided a lot.
Yeah.
Also, Bancrofts is kind of one of those things that magical solo laners like Hades or Zhong like to build, but in competitive, it's really hard to get away with. I think it's better to just go for a more tanky item, and it only works in certain comps. So, like, for example, let's say you have 4 people who don't have any healing in their kits, right?
Yeah.
And then you draft a Hades solo, and then he goes Bancrofts. So it's like, okay, well, does the team really want to pick up anti-heal items just for the Hades?
Probably not.
That's
Yeah.
that's kind of a situation where you might go Bancrofts. In a team comp where you have Arachne who has healing, Cupid who has healing, Zhonghui who has healing. If Kukulkan gets lifesteal, that's healing. And so we're already doing so well if we build anti-heal.
Gotcha.
It's not really gonna be as useful there. But I still think in solo lane it's a lot safer if you just go for physical defense. So what the build probably would have should have looked like is probably warriors into
A breastplate.
you could do that. I believe we asked Carfax and I think he said helm. I don't know which
Oh,
one.
Dynasty plate helm.
Well, Dynasty plate I believe is a tier 2 item now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So either build into Tyrannical or Celestial. I don't know which one would be.
Oh,
Like,
that
talk to
was
you
the
guys
one I
later.
was thinking. Oh, you're off?
Yeah.
Okay.
already. So yeah, I don't know if it was Tyrannical or if it was Celestial, but I think it'd be Celestial. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
And then after that you could go into boots into whatever is needed after that. Let's see. Rad, are you there?
Yep.
All right. Are you guys ready to press play whenever we're ready?
Yeah, we'll go 3, 2, 1. Yeah, right there. I was actually looking to come kill Kukulin.
Yeah. So
Like, I threw my webs out to try and get there. I had blink, and I was like, shit, where'd he go?
So what I would have done there. Actually, here, let's pause again. Sorry.
Okay, you're good.
So when you use your spiders for the movement speed buff there, spiders are your only ranged ability.
Yeah.
So what I would have done is, so you know that the Kukulkan's going to back behind the tower since he already cleared the wave.
Yep.
What I would have done is you could have blinked, and then when you see him, you hit him with the spiders. That way you have more of a chance of catching up to him, because if you use your spiders, then you have to get within melee range, and that's just more time you're losing as he's backing.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Because my thought was throw the spiders for movement speed, and then press my 1 as soon as I saw him, and then blink on him to then get him with that, and then use my 2 to then be able to like get the stun for a couple more autos. If he like leaps away, then I can use my ult as a chasing mechanism. That was my thought process behind it.
yeah. So, it's not too bad. Like I said, the only thing that I'd probably change is just saving your spiders, because
Okay.
the issue with spiders is that they're on like an 18-second cooldown or something like
Yeah.
that. That's something insane. So if you use that, and you see him, it's it's just like you're losing time. Whereas if you had the spiders, you don't have to be right next to him, and you can just throw them, and it could stop him.
Yeah.
Because that's like a really time intensive play right there, because he is backing, so you only have so long.
Yep.
And then instead of passing in front of tower, I might have gone around back, because then you're forcing him through tower.
Yeah, and that was once I didn't see him like around the edge, I thought, okay, maybe he's gonna run back through to get totem, so that's why I cut high, because with there being minions, even if I like ran to forward, he wouldn't tank tower because minions would have been there.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna get him because he'd already have backed. Like didn't see him, so my only option is if he's dumb and he runs back through tower because he's feeling confident. Then that was my thought process on trying to why I cut high instead of cutting low.
Yeah, so I see where you're coming from there. All right, you guys ready to press play again?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Oh yeah, just like a side note, by the way, with Arachne, if you notice, if you go on people around waves, a lot of people will try and like juke in and around the minions, so that you
Yeah.
might miss your
1. Because
yeah. That's another reason I like Golden Blades. So even if you do miss it, then you end up killing the minions, and if they're walking through them, they're also getting damaged by the Golden Blade.
Gotcha. Yeah, right here was actually really bad. I was like, hey, like I'm just gonna, get your pressure, just to give you a little bit of a, like, push, and then I was running out. And I'm like, oh, get out, and then he like went and dumped his kit, and I'm like, oh, dude, I can't go back in.
Yeah. So here, actually, we can pause real quick and dissect it. So, right there, I wouldn't have even bothered with the Kakulin. So he's level. What is
8.
he? He's level 8, and you're
Yeah.
level 6.
Yep.
Plus, he already has, at that point in the game, he'd already have Gladiator Shield. So he has Gladiator Shield, he has Warriors, and he has Potions.
Yep.
So he's going to be healing for a lot. He's already really tanky. He's already ahead.
Yep.
At that point, like, even going up just to try and apply any kind of pressure for the Zhong, ultimately, it really isn't going to matter.
Okay. Because, yeah, my thought was let him know that, hey, like, I'm in the right jungle. So to hopefully stop any, like, tower dive potential again. Because without wards, he might go, well, they might be here.
Yeah. Or, I could see that, but at the same time, you just being able to get to your next farm is just so crucial.
Well, and I have speed buff up right now. You guys just invaded, purple again. So if I just say, basically, fuck Zhang, like, that's lost, like you said earlier, and head over to help Duo, now it becomes a beneficial thing.
So if the second death that he has right here, this is where it's, like, really a turning point. So if you can see, like, behind the Kakulin right there, he has a full wave of minions.
Yep.
So Zhang is already a level behind, and he just lost another full wave of minions. And blue's coming up, so he's probably going to lose the blue.
Yep.
At that point, I'd be like, okay, I
It's
can't
over.
help the Zhang. It's too far gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, it's all right. Let's play around gold. Let's play through mid. Let's play through duo. Because he, like an issue I guess I see with a lot of teams is they follow up like one mistake with another mistake, trying to correct the first mistake. So the first mistake would have been, okay, you're trying to pressure Kukulin when he's a fed Kukulin, so it's not gonna matter. And then the Zhang followed up that mistake with, okay, I'm gonna try and help the Arachne with poking him,
Yeah.
even though
There's
ultimately
nothing
it's
they
not
can
gonna
do.
matter.
Yeah.
And then he ended up dying for it, which was like, oh, okay, well, it's super unfortunate. Let's see. Here we can go ahead and unpause whenever you're ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Right,
What minute are you at, by the way?
7:10.
Yeah, I'm at just around that, like 7:12. So yeah, here's just like another example of if you had Golden Blade, you'd be a little bit more on time around the map.
Yep.
I also like to do that with Bakasura, by the way. I think he's another one who's good with that.
What do you think of Baka? Is he pretty
Um,
decent, or is he like
Un-
not as good as others?
Unfortunately, in competitive, he's just not too good because he's way too based around his ult.
Yeah.
So if his ult gets countered, then the rest of his kit is just not too useful. You kind of want gods in comp are or that are good are ones who have like immediate follow up and don't take a long time to do what they need to do. Does that
Gotcha.
make sense?
Yeah.
Because time is of the essence. If you gank a lane, you've probably got like 10 seconds tops before the rest of the team is there.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to do your job quick.
Yep.
That's where gods like Arachne, for example, where she kind of wants to run you down, as opposed to, like, let's say a Hunbats, he's just gonna blink ult you and then burst you.
Yep. That
And
does make sense. So burst assassins in a sense are a lot better than auto attack in competitive, because late game,
yeah,
like Arachne is super fucking scary, because well, at least the way that I've played her, because if I hit someone with spiders, they die. Because by the time
yeah.
they're unstunned, they're dead. And then I have Bloodforge passive and
But the issue with like Arachne in competitive is all 5 people are always gonna be together. Whereas with Arachne,
yeah.
it's like, ooh, can I find a straggler here or something
Yep.
like
Oh,
that?
I was so pissed right here how we missed Izanami.
Let's see.
Oh wait,
Oh
never
wait,
mind, we
what
got
time are
her.
you at, by the way?
9:05.
Okay. Would you mind pausing real quick? Sorry, I had an ad, so I fell behind a little bit.
Oh no, you're good.
Um,
Yeah, I'm at 9:08 right now. We just killed Izanami at Harpies.
Okay, let me get up to that point.
I also want to point out something about like our when we took Gold Fury. So whenever we see somebody back or say 2 go left, we will try and pull Gold Fury and see if it's warded to see if like there's a reaction or anything. See if anybody pokes their face, and if like somebody gets out of position, we just kill them, and then we go like back to
to
wave or
gold.
shit,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
back to wave or back to gold. So
That's actually a
that's
really
like
interesting mechanic. So like you'll pull gold to see if it's warded, to see if anyone is there, not even in the like intent to do gold,
yeah,
just to try and get a pick.
to bait somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, we call it baiting. So, let's
That's
bait
actually
gold.
really interesting. Yeah, so it's like
Basically,
not even
gold is just a piece of bait. It's like, oh, they're doing gold, everybody show up. And then in the desperation of, oh, they're doing gold, one person will show up and then they'll get picked.
yeah, and then you just
oh,
go
okay, they're
back,
on
and then you
gold,
just
they're back on gold.
That's
Another
crazy.
person shows up, you get picked. So yeah.
No, that's really smart.
So like
Yeah.
if we see like a jungler going to speed, and we're all there, we just like go for gold. So it's like gonna be like a 3v4,
Mm-hmm.
and then just try and get a pick. And then if we can't get gold or we too low, we like back or we go back to wave and get more XP, so we don't lose up on farm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you have to be careful, like, especially late game. The same thing can kind of happen with Fire Giant, but you
Yeah,
have to be careful with people backing and if they see you backing. So let's say,
you back on a ward or in vision, like
yeah,
you
if
always
you
want
back on a
to
ward,
stagger the backs.
or if you back in front of somebody, it's like, oh, okay, well, hey, we get like a free 20 seconds until this person's back in the fight.
Yeah,
So
at least.
let's go for it,
Gotcha.
All right, so I'm at 9:08 whenever you guys are ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Again, golden. Well, granted, I wouldn't have golden blade yet, but I see again like how that can just help so much. I think this is where I do my. I think I do speed and then back. Oh god, and then Cuckoo's just getting aggressed on 4 and left again.
Yeah.
Your solo just did he's already losing that, but he did a bad job trying to you're supposed to like kind of like not die over and over again,
Yeah.
and just like let stuff go and just play safe and just farm as much as you can so you're useful.
Yep.
But you
And see
just
right
like,
here again, I'm like, hey, I don't really want to
uh,
go, but we can try.
if I was a Colin, I'd just fight this right now
Oh yeah, that's
because
what happened. I'm like, run, 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 run. I'm like, he's transforming.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's so
So
big, you just run at chill.
Yep. And then even right here, I'm like, shit, maybe I can get the kill. And I think, honestly, if I stick with that, he dies.
yeah, I think the only issue is you were out of mana though, so it was kind of hard to.
Yep. And then I died right
You
here
might
to
have been.
Kukulkan. Or not Kukulkan, Erlong. Because, yeah, my thought right there is, like, I'm like, okay, maybe I can. But then, like, because he was so big. But I think if I would have traded for it, because he ended up being, like, one auto away, which
Yeah, if
would
you
have been
killed the Colin,
huge.
that would have been big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's a lot
would
of
probably
gold.
would have gained fucking, yeah, like you said, a lot of gold, a shit ton of experience too. And then right here we like missed the
Yeah.
Hebo. I was so sad about that.
Yeah, so
So
what happened there was I thought Sub was gonna help us clear
Pyro.
Pyro, so that's why we were one shot, but he went to Totem.
Okay.
yeah, so I made a misplay. But what Xbox actually, so what the Herc actually ended up doing there was he just sacrificed himself so that the Hebo could get out. So he intentionally, he was like, okay, well, either one of us dies or both of us die. So since
So
he's
they
a support,
split. Yeah.
yeah, so they split up, and then he tried to make himself like more
Appealing.
available as a kill.
Yeah.
So that's just him having a good support mentality.
And he's already back in fucking mid. Jesus.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really curious why that Herc right there didn't come in on red.
Because we weren't there and we didn't have
Oh.
ward vision.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so the thing about, that's the one nice thing about Arachne is she can kind of run down Herc. So even though like you're behind him, he can still it just be like a lot of unnecessary damage.
Yeah.
Plus he already used his ultimate, which is one of his main forms of damage. He used it on Pyro, so
Yeah. I think it was Hebo and Hercules, wasn't it? If I remember right.
yeah, we used
Man,
both,
see
I
right
believe.
here, this is holy shit, dude.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Because right there, I
The-
would have 100% had Golden Blade. Oh, right here, I was like trying to get a pick on you there. So, but my K is right here. Missed the fucking shit. Oh, I think we actually do kill you here.
Yeah, so like there, I just made a misplay because my team was playing through mid,
Yeah.
and instead of letting them push up through mid, I walked up too far, and then I just ended up getting picked. Luckily, my team was able to kind of counteract off of that, though.
Yeah, and I guess this is like more for a mid thing, but I know a lot of mids in like lower ranks, they like try and run away and they just end up dying instead of like running towards their support, running towards that. So
Yeah.
you see there how like you're right next to me, I knew you were there. I just like ran towards my team so you couldn't touch me.
Yep. And that's just like shit. Like, I wanted to go on
Yeah.
Hebo, but I'm like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Always run toward, even if you're like 10 HP, always run towards your team in competitive,
Yeah.
because that way, even if you do die, the person that was chasing you is out of position. And,
Yep. Kind of like right
that-
there. That's why I gave that up because I'm like, I really wanted to, but I was like, well, I know that his entire team's probably right around that corner. Like,
Yeah.
And that's like the thing about Arachne is you have to have your team that's really good at pulling the attention away from you so you can go one shot somebody.
yeah.
But since it's like this is like the draft is pretty like poor, especially like to play Arachne with.
Yeah.
Then our comp has like good enough CC and peel for each other that we didn't even care about Arachne.
Yeah. We'll
Yep.
talk a little bit
right
more
here.
about drafts after the game, but
Okay,
yeah,
I think this
drafting
is where I was
super.
looking at. Oh yeah, this is where you guys were like all over there, and I think I tried to kill Izzy here.
Let's see. Oh, what time are you guys at, by the way?
14-17.
Okay, nice. We're at the same spot.
Oh no, but then I went mid because you guys were just so pushed up, and I was like, well, maybe I can get Hebo here. And then like I had to immediately ult, so I didn't get Hebo ulted. Right here, I was.
See, that's
Wait, what's up?
the thing about Hebo, which makes him really hard to play against, is it takes multiple people to take down a good Hebo. because
Yeah.
the damage is just so much.
Yeah.
So like I think the odds of you soloing Hebo there, even when you're behind, are so low. It's probably just better if you go try and steal farm, or just back and then try and help your team. Let's see, so we got 2 picks there. It looks like.
Yep. And you guys, I think you actually did fire, and I was like, hey, like, can we look here? And I was like, holy shit, I couldn't even make it.
Yeah.
Right here, this is where I was actually trying to look at getting a kill.
Yeah, and at that point, you guys kind of just have to let the fire go. The only option I think you have is if Cuckoo was there and he didn't use his ult, you could have had it.
Yeah. Right there,
Yeah.
that was very unfortunate on that Cuckoo.
Yeah.
But
think
again,
even
I
if
have
you
no
stop him, though,
team. Yeah, like Cupid's
he's
mid.
5 levels ahead, so he might have even killed you. There's no ult.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point of the game, it's like extremely hard to come back.
Yeah. I mean, we are 9K down at 15 minutes. Like.
Yeah, like you'd have to like rely on us to make a mistake, like a really big mistake, to like come back in a game like this right now.
And that's kind of like where I was talking about for junglers, getting a power spike is so important.
Yeah.
So you can see how you're, especially from behind, you're already struggling to be able to kill anybody. If you go an item like Frostbound, where it's more for the utility and not for the power, you're going to struggle even more. So you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a good pick onto the Ease there, though. She was playing up too far.
Yep. Oh, and then early I'm like, hey, we got to put him in combat. And then my Kumba kind of walked away. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
And then
so
right
that was
here,
a good.
oh, he does actually have a really good. He gets, I think, a double mez. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a good mindset to try and put me in combat.
Yeah, that's where I was like, hey, because as soon as I saw you come out, I'm like, hey, we got to put him in combat. He's gonna blink on him. And then like he stepped away, and I was like, fuck, because it just gave him free. Yeah, he gave you a free blink, so I'm like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was a good awareness to know I was gonna blink. Let's see. So yeah, unfortunately, you guys have to give up both tier 2 towers.
Yep. And then right here, I'm like, guys, let's look at Erlong here, like. And then like everyone fell back, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, guys, we got to talk. I'm like, I almost just died because I said let's look at getting him here, and you fell back.
Even then, though, I don't know if you guys would have been able to, just because I had the Herc right there with me.
Oh
A
yeah.
driving strike into like Erlang CC, it would have just been too much.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking because we had Cuckoo ult, so I'm like, okay, like if I can get the stun, and then like Mez, like that'll be huge if we can get that one pick on anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing what you mean. Like right here, like just swapping out, even like still everything else, but like swapping out stone cutting for golden blade just does so much here.
Yeah. I don't even build boots on Arachne. Like I said, I just go for the triple blade, and that way late game you don't even have to sell boots. You can just pick up a potion and free movement speed.
Yeah.
So,
That's it. It's because like right here, like that minion wave would have been killed.
you'd probably be even with me actually if you had golden blade.
Yeah. Oh, and then right here, I'm like, oh shit, I'm running. Yeah, it's just we have such a hard time grouping up as a team. I've noticed. I don't think we actually had a 5v5 team fight this entire time. So right here, like, were you alone, Herc? Or was the Herc alone?
Let's see. Oh, in mid there.
Yeah.
In comp, it's kind of. It kind of depends on the team you're playing against. So there, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I can
Yeah.
almost tell you that Herc wasn't alone. One of us was probably
Because I
in the
saw
jungle.
Izzy. Yeah, Izzy popped up, but I was like, I kind of wanted to go because I'm like I got Frostbound now. I got shit up. Right here again, I'm just trying to like grab farm, and I'm like, fuck, like careful mid.
that's another
That
good
Herc
point.
was alone. I know,
was?
but he would have still survived because he's like far ahead and he's
Yeah.
has like tanky build, so it wouldn't have even mattered.
And another thing is you guys don't really have much anti-heal, and so
Oh, we
let's
had
say you do
none.
burst
We started
Herc.
calling that, and I'm like, guys, like we need that. That's what I was even telling Zhang. I'm like, dude, like don't or no, it was Kumba. I think he went mid guard, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. Here, I was very sad.
Yeah. We can talk about builds at the end of the game too. That's something. So like there, actually here, I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit.
All right.
Sorry, I was kind of distracted.
Oh no, you're good. Where are you
Yeah,
going
what's
to?
up, y'all?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Let's see. I just want to watch this team fight a little bit better. So, yeah, here unfortunately, like
Oh,
with
geez, you have
jungle,
Erlong. You're just literally diving to fucking Titan right there. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
backing it
So
back up.
I'm just watching that fight again. So
Yeah,
as
Kukulin
a
goes to the
jungler in
back.
competitive,
Oh
um,
yeah, you literally have Erlong and Kukulin in the back, and I'm like, okay, like
yeah,
I got my blink, and again, this is what like fucked me is I threw it in my webs, and I think I hit the minion wave.
yeah.
Oh no, it just went right between them.
Wait,
Izzy
what time are
Aegis.
you at?
I rewinded. I'm back at 1932. I just died.
Okay, yeah, that's where I'm at. So there, it's like, um, so obviously you guys are in a hard spot as far as like
Yeah.
the team fight because you're so far behind. But as a
17K.
jungler, as a jungler in competitive, it's and I still struggle with it really bad. And I've been playing competitive for a while.
Yeah.
You have to be so opportunistic, and you have to keep an eye on like what abilities are used and when you can go in.
Yeah.
Your main goal as a jungler is like you want to be able to get into the backline when
Everything's down.
the fight, yeah, when everything is going on. That way, it's really hard for like let's say the support to respond to be able to peel for them or something like that.
Yeah.
And you also want to keep an eye on like um, what abilities they've used. So like, let's say you want to go on Hebo, right?
Is
You
his
definitely
carpet
want to
down?
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing you want to wait for with Hebo is his knockup down, because his knockup sends you flying, and you're not going to be able to get back close to him without dying.
Yeah.
So okay, is his knockup down? All right, maybe I can do something here. Like Izanami, okay, is her ult down? If I can hit her with my webs, maybe I can chase her down. But you also have to be sure, okay, where's the support right now? It's is he near her? Is he gonna counter initiate on? It's
Yeah.
you know, competitively the two hardest roles are jungle and support,
Yep. See, like
and
right
you
here,
just
I'm
always
at
have
the
to be
Cupid. I'm like, hey, just get out, just get out. Like, we're fine. Just run. I'm like, run, run, run. And then
Oh yeah,
he's
what
like,
time?
I'm at 21:15.
All right, let me see. Let me go up there real quick.
You're good.
21:15.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. That's basically the end of the game right there. Because I was like, hey, like, just run, just run. We got Izzy Hebo. And then the Cupid was like, hey, he hung around a little bit. And there was like, ah. Because then he died. Because I was like, okay, maybe I can try and save him like I did before and like blink and web 2-1
yeah. So I'm at
the Izzy.
21:15 just now.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is like, sorry, I was a little bit late. Um, so this is kind of an example of, like what I was mentioning earlier, following up one mistake with another mistake.
Yep. I should have just let
Just
him
try
die.
and take care of it. So, yeah, for example, there, the mistake is that you made the call to back off and Cupid goes in,
Yeah.
right? So then the follow up mistake is that, okay, I'm going to try and save the Cupid because he made a mistake.
Yep.
And then it just turns into one big one. So there is, you, one thing that I notice a lot of, like newer teams do is that
They try and
if you
protect
have
each other
somebody,
instead of just let him
yeah,
die.
if you have somebody who's dying, right? You I don't know how it is for everybody else, but I have like in the back of my head like, oh wow, are they gonna be like angry with me for not going in and trying to save them or something like that? And so I feel obligated to go help them,
Yeah.
when in reality it's just like, okay, no matter what, me going in there is just not the play.
Yeah.
And whether they can accept that or not, that's another story. But
Yep.
you just kind of have to be able to make those split decisions in the moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also about that. So the way that I avoid the BM and toxic stuff is saying like I can't help you, goodbye. I'm backing or something like that. So, uh,
Yeah.
but my support does that to me a lot. Um,
Oh, got him.
got him, Chappelle.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. If anybody is having toxicity problems and they're not willing to fix it, just get somebody else. Because having a good attitude about scrims is like the #1 thing. Because if
Yeah.
you're not having fun scrimming, you're not gonna want to scrim, and then if you're not gonna want to scrim, you're not getting better. It's just
Yeah, and I personally I know it sounds weird, but like I like losing scrims, because I think that we learn so much more when you lose. Because if you're just like pub stomp, then you're like, oh, okay, we can do the same exact thing that we've done before, and it's not necessarily a good
yeah.
thing.
And that's why I was saying it's always good to challenge yourself going up against a team that's better than you, but not so much better to where you just get destroyed and then you can't learn anything,
Yeah,
but just better to you to where you'll have at least a decent game.
exactly.
Let's see. I think you go to the builds here and we can talk about builds and then we'll talk about team comps a little bit more.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'm at. Oh shit! Sorry.
oh, good.
Oh god, what am I doing? Oh, I hit F5. Damn. So I'm at 2. Oh wait, hang on. Let me forward that back up. Yeah, 212.37. I think gives us a good like view of it.
Okay, yeah, there we go. I see it.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, the Zhongqi went mages, Bancrofts, boots, tyrannical, and then breastplate, but no anti-heal. Kukulkan had anti-heal, which was good.
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
here's the issue with the Zhong build. So, like we already said, it's that start is super squishy, and we're already building good with anti-heal, which makes main cross not as good.
yeah,
But you see how he had just gotten tyrannical,
yeah,
and he was still dying by the physical damage so bad that he was building into more physical. But all that means is that Hebo can now one-shot him because he's all physical, defense.
yeah. That's a good point.
Whereas if he was able to go a physical defense item in place of Bancroft's, then he wouldn't, be in this predicament where, oh, well, it's going to be, another 10 minutes before I get magical defense.
Yeah,
So, yeah, overall, it's just kind of one of those rough things. Also, he didn't pick up his second relic, which
Oh,
we
yeah.
do all the time. We'll be level 20 and don't know because of that stupid shard.
right. I'm happy they're
But,
changing that this upcoming patch.
yeah. Let's see. As far as the Cuckoo build, I'm not too good on major builds. Is the Cuckoo build alright, Brad?
He needed to build divine.
Be in place of Kronos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kronos is just super expensive. He's like super behind in his build. Well, not behind in his build, but like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Like divine should have been there, and because it's a lot
Kronos could
cheaper
come
and it's
after that.
anti-heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, I would probably have not even built Kronos. I'd probably have been built like Soul Reaver or something like that.
Yeah, something to kind of start bursting because we were behind. Because I get the Kronos, I get that cooldown ult a lot.
Yeah.
But no, that kind of makes sense, like, thinking back on it. Because in the middle, I'm like, okay, maybe swap Divine for Kronos. Get the cooldown, like, that'll help a lot. But that it does raise a good point. Like, you guys were all level 20, like, with an insane amount of, like, well, health. And so if you get the anti-heal and then you get Soul Reaver just to kind of, like, bop a little bit more, like, that could be super helpful.
Yeah. One way I kind of like to think about it, in competitive, I feel like cooldown it's nowhere near as good in.
Oop. Did you cut out for anyone else?
And like, oh wait, can you guys not hear me?
Oh, I can
I
hear
can
you now.
hear you.
Okay, maybe my thing cut out. Yeah, that was weird. So you said the one thing about competitive, and then it got silent.
Oh yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
So cooldown is, I feel like unless you have a comp that abuses cooldown, it's better to just kind of go for more damage.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like, most of these competitive engagements, they're super quick, right? A lot is happening at once. Most of the time, you're not going to be lucky enough to get off a second rotation of abilities.
No, that
like
makes
as
sense.
a mid laner or as a ADC or something like that. So you want as much damage in
As
that
possible.
one rotation of abilities as you can get. So Chronos Pendant, it's not gonna be helping you as much.
As like a Soul Reaver or Divine. That actually,
Yeah.
that
But
does make sense.
the other thing is Cuckoo is really good at Phoenix defenses, so being able to throw out that tornado a lot does help.
Yeah.
But the only issue is at this point it just doesn't matter because the tornado's not doing any damage. We can run straight through. So
Yeah.
you kind of need those items to buff up those abilities a bit more.
No,
I
that
don't
makes
know. What do you
sense.
think about like cooldown, Rad? Like in this.
Yeah, you summed it up perfectly. I know the mage build for pretty much most mages right now is you start Cronus Pendant.
Yeah.
Um, but it's because you can start T2 and the T2 gives you like good mana
MP5.
sustain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can get away with it, and then you build boots, and then you finish Chronos Pendant, and it gives you like a good power spike. So that's why it's built. What like Chronos Pendant is like 1400, so you can get like a health pot, like 2 health pots, and then like 1 health on multi. So it helps your early sustain, and you can like fight a little bit instead of like needing mana pots.
Yeah.
Um, but I built a book on Hebo because you don't need cooldown on Hebo. The only reason why, so you need like more mana, and
Yeah. Well, and CDR boots, I just think are far superior than
yeah,
Shoes of the Magi right now.
yeah, yeah, and then that's the fine build for Kuku.
Yeah. Mine, we've already know, like,
Yeah,
take the shit out of stone cutting and get golden blade.
yeah,
Possibly, swap out ninja for stone cutting, get rid of frostbound and go hastened, and then I'd have a pretty solid build. So hey, only 75% of it was wrong.
So, yeah, like I said, that's just one thing that I like to keep in mind is just you have to get off as much damage as quickly as you possibly can. So those sustain items, man, they'll just end up biting you in the butt.
Yeah.
One thing I'd recommend doing. Do you watch any like pro junglers, like on Twitch or on YouTube or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely pay attention to what they build and try and ask them, why they build it or something like that.
Okay.
Um, I get all of my builds from pro junglers, and you don't just kind of copy and paste. You figure out, okay,
What
well,
works for you? Yeah.
what item do you want in this situation? Um, is a good thing. Also, in competitive, you're trying to play the game at the top level of what it's supposed to be played at.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know what gods are good and what gods aren't. And it's, in competitive, you don't only have to play good gods. You can draft comps where you can throw in one, not so good god, but you can make them work with the right team around them.
Yeah.
So it's important to look at some tier lists. It's kind of hard to say who has good tier lists because some of them are really weird, some of them are okay. But most pro players will have like a general idea of who's good, who's not.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like top tier junglers right now, for example, is going to be your
Thor,
Bastet, your
Bastet.
Thor, your Camazotz, your Susano, things like that.
What do you think of Circuit?
She's okay. The only issue is I feel like
it's the
with
same thing with
that,
like Arachne, because you have to get like really close to do something and have like the
That's
attention drawn away from you, because
yeah.
you have to build full damage
yeah.
now. How they would change her kit.
No, that's
Circuit's
actually a
just
good
kind of
point.
hard to
Like,
make work when you build full damage, and since they kind of nerfed, like if you build her tank, she just doesn't do near as much as she used to,
yeah.
and if you build her full damage, she kind of just gets one shot. So
No, that makes
you know
that's actually a good point. Because yeah, it's
it's kind of
same
hard to
thing.
see.
You in a sense CC yourself when you blink into one ult. Like that's like 5-6 seconds for that entire duration to blink to one ult and then like try and jump out.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
just that's why, like I said, maybe look at a tier list. Um, oh, actually, I'll try and send you a screenshot later.
Okay.
A guy I like to watch a lot. He's a jungler. His name is Layers. He has a jungle tier
Oh
list.
yeah.
I can send it to you.
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
Haven't really watched him. I watched like Mast a lot on YouTube.
yeah. Well, Mast, he's not a pro player. He's a little bit more casual, but he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
If you're he's good to watch. Like if you're playing ranked or casuals. If
But
you
not
really
comp,
want to,
which is, and that's why
yeah,
I think it was really good. Like your mention of, like you fucked up by going frostbound. Like I get that works in ranked, but in ranked, people aren't a 5-man in comms. They're running around aimlessly. So yeah, you can walk up, kill them, and get out, and you can fight for 5-6 seconds one person without the rest of them collapsing. Like, so that was actually probably the biggest thing that I think I've that and like the cooldown. Like, I didn't think about that either. Like, it's nice to have the just go in, do damage, get out. Like that. That's it. There's not like throw in multiple 45-second team fights. That's shit happens in ranked where you die and you run back into the fight. But yeah, not with 5 man. It's like, and that's what's, I think, my ranked gameplay I think is really really good. But comp, like, that's what I
Yeah,
realized today. It's a completely different game.
it's a totally different world, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And the only way to learn it is to play it. But
Right.
I'll try and send you like that tier list and whatnot, and try and kind of brush up on the top tier gods.
Yeah.
While your team is still new and you guys are trying to get synergy, instead of worrying about we're playing low tier gods, which could be a reason why we're losing. Just all right, let's play just some good solid all around gods. That way we can focus on our gameplay, our comps, our synergy a bit more, and we don't have to worry about trying to do so much more on a low tier god, whereas we could just be doing you know everything would be so much easier on a higher tier god.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not fun to play high tier gods all the time.
Yeah, like if you're
So,
like, oh, let's run Isis, Odin, Thor,
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, that's fun.
So you can work them in to different comps and whatnot. Sorry, what were we saying, Red?
Yeah, another thing that I wanted to bring up, which is like, in my opinion, it's like a common misconception. I really don't feel this way about it. Is that I know Shafay is gonna be fucking listening to this and like, yeah,
You're gonna talk about
warming up
themes.
his hands, bro. Yeah, the the support doesn't like have to peel as much as people think they do. Um, and people are like, "Oh, the support's there to peel. Oh, they're supposed to do this, supposed to do that." It's not really what they're supposed to do. Shafay, shut the fuck up. It's not really what the support is really do. They're more of engaged, setup and stuff.
Yeah. Disruption in a
The
sense.
yeah, so pretty much is how I do like think about it. Unless like I get bullshit or whatever, and like I'm just getting a 5-man dove or whatever. It's more of the positioning of the mid and ADC. Um, they have to play further back than like what most people do.
Okay.
But they'll usually blame it on like support peel and stuff like that, and like, oh, like my support wasn't doing this, doing that. It's not really the support's job to do that, especially in late game team fights. It's the ADC and the mid have to play together to peel for each other.
Oh.
They can get help by the support, but that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to stay close to each other, not close enough where they get one shot by one
Yeah.
ability.
Like you hunt
But, like,
bots and hey, got 2 kills.
So like that's what me and the reason why we say like our comp was, say we got 3 super dive warriors where they don't really peel that much at all. So we needed a mid that could peel for himself, which is why I picked Tebow, because I have self peel and I have an ult, so I can just one shot it. So if a assassin comes on me, I just one shot him and that's it.
Yeah.
And that Izanami is because he has an escape and
And can kind of
yeah,
help
so
you too. Like you
yeah.
throw your carpet is Nami 2s, they were standing
Yeah.
still. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we would have gone to like a late game team fight, you would have noticed like me and the Izanami would have been close to our support, but like would have been more close to each other and help peel for each other. And we'll call out if we can follow up on a team fight, or if we can't, or we're getting zoned out by like the solo and we have to like finish on him, while like the jungle and like solo are diving the back line. So, which is Shafay, shut the
He's
you might
PMing
use
us about all
deceive me. But yeah, so that's like the Kumba's like, well, Kumba's a good pick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like say it's not a good pick, but especially like lower level players, they'll try and blame the support for not getting peel when it's they're playing wrong,
Yeah.
type thing. So yeah, like they have to play further back, they have to play around a wall, they have to make sure they're not getting seen, which is like a really pet like a big pet peeve of mine is like whenever you go in someone's stream and they're playing mid, they're like, "Oh, I'm not getting peel." It's like it's
It's your
probably not that.
position. Yeah, it's your placement.
Yeah, it's probably not that, but
Okay. Because
um,
so overall, how would you say, like, as far as like mine went, like my gameplay? Because I'm kind of looking. Solo went 0-8. Yeah, 0-8-0. ADC went
yeah.
0-2-1. I went 2-3-1. Mid was 1-6-2, and then 1-1-1 on support.
So
Yeah.
that is just like the side lanes getting bodied, and you just can't really do much about that. It's just
Okay, so that
kind
kind of
of
goes back to like what you guys were saying earlier. Fuck the solo lane when it gets that bad, and try and salvage
yeah,
what you can.
yeah. Like try to steal XPs, try to like get like seal their farm.
Okay.
Um, but especially if like a Kukolin's like that, you just communicate. We need to like gang bang duo lane or something like that, or we
Yeah.
need to gang bang mid, and instead of trying to like, I guess like put a bandage on like a neck that's like gashed open.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good. I mean, I know it sounds bad, but it's kind of
Because
like what
it's
it was. Yeah.
yeah, because it's not gonna stop the bleeding, right? You gotta like
Put
stab
God's
somebody else in the neck and have them a bigger wound or something, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like if we start, like you said, we start camping that Izanami, and like, I blink, I Weber, and then we pull her out. She uses her ult on me, and then I can just walk away while the Cupid walks in, ults
Yeah,
him, and now he can't move, and his beads are down, so he didn't get stunned. And oh, hey, we just got that. Then we can start to maybe, you know, do something
yeah,
with that side of the map. Like I said, like Gold Fury, but fuck, I think you guys had 5 Gold Furies to our none. Like,
yeah.
yeah. Um,
And we just had like a really big lead. That's where just like Gold Fury, Gold Fury. We'll see if they pop out and stuff like that. It's just like even like you really couldn't do anything that game because the map was just losing that hard. The mid was like kept up in levels with me, but that's like how it is in this meta.
yeah.
It's like, but if both your side lanes are losing, it is incredibly hard to win.
Okay. So if we
Um,
focus that, then that'll be super helpful because, on the opposite side of that, like you frag on the side lanes, it's a free W.
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And it's kind of hard to tell how, like how good you can do in a game too on uh Arachne. It's kind of sorry, I know I'm like bashing her a lot, but
No, you're good, dude.
you're you're not doing yourself justice in a competitive environment. You know,
Yeah.
if your god is limiting you to so much that you can do in a competitive game, I'd like to see what you can do when you have, a more suited god towards a competitive environment.
Yeah.
Somebody like Hunbats, somebody like Susanna, somebody like Thor,
Yeah.
um, or even gods just like jungle right now is actually in kind of a good spot as far as
Being able to
like
carry
gods
and
that can be played in the jungle.
yeah.
So obviously there's the top picks like Bastet, Thor, Susanoo, and but as far as gods that can just be played in the jungle with success, there's quite a few of them. Unfortunately, like Arachne's one of the bottom ones.
Yeah. And
Um,
my whole thing with that is, hey, like I'll get some CC to be able to. My hope was take the mid laner, but Hebo is like the one god that I don't think I can go on. Like everyone else, I'm pretty comfortable fighting, except Isis. Isis and Hebo are kind of the two banes, but even Isis, I'm okay going against. But my thought was
yeah,
get the slow, get the stun, and then they'll beads, and then Cupid will just have a free ult next time they walk out. Like even if they
yeah,
heal, then he just ults them, ones them. He'll have trans. He hits them a couple times and walks away, and they die. Like that was kind of my thought. And you guys like fucked it up from the beginning when you took that small because I'm like, oh, I'll blink. Like let's look at killing the like Hebo, get a quick easy first blood because I'll blink 3-1. He hits the heart bomb and that's it. But
yeah,
nope, you had to take the one small.
yeah. And that's just um, it's unfortunate kind of that you guys got matched up against us since we're so experienced and you guys
Yeah.
are.
Oop, I think my thing cut out again.
I don't know. Overall, it's just wait. Can you hear me by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry, my thing cut out again.
Um, like the two, I guess like the two ways that you kind of improve at Smite is you improve yourself, and then you improve as a team.
Yeah.
So to improve yourself, the best thing you can do, and it's the best tip I've ever gotten, um, is like when you're playing in casuals or ranked or something like that. Don't focus on what your teammates did wrong. Focus on what you could do better.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter how bad your teammate was. It doesn't matter if your teammate blinks in and misses all 4 of their abilities and then just dies.
Yeah.
Even if your teammate
Yeah.
runs into the fountain and kills themselves,
Smells like
there's something you could have done better. Even if a pro player gets a pentakill, there's something you could have done
Thank you.
better. And
Gotcha. Yeah, like why did
It's-
he get the penta? Why was it not only just a quadra? Like,
yeah. So there's that focusing on yourself element where, like, let's say you die in an engagement. Okay, what led up to that? Is it because I'm behind? Is it because I had poor positioning? Is it because I missed abilities? You know, is it a mixture of things? Okay, well, why am I behind? Okay, well, I'm not farming efficiently. Why did I miss my abilities? Okay, well, maybe I need to practice a bit more with this god. You know, if you're looking at your positioning, well, maybe my map awareness wasn't good. Maybe
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was too far up.
yeah, like I died
Yeah.
once because I tried to save Cupid, and I died once because I went in to fight a Kukulin that was 4 levels up instead of just acknowledging that we should get out. And
Yeah. And then there's that other aspect of improving as a team.
yeah,
And it's a lot easier to improve as a team if everybody can improve as themselves.
yeah,
You know, if you have people making mistakes where, okay, like let's say Kumba, for example. So Kumba, Kukulkan. Obviously, you know, that's a old combo, you know, Kumba ult into Kukulkan ult.
yeah,
If Kumba misses his ult, and, you know, that screws up the whole combo. If Cuckoo misses his ult off of it, that screws up the whole combo. So you kind of have to, and it's unfortunate because mechanics are kind of one of those things that you can't really teach. You just have to do it on your own.
yeah,
But focusing on mechanics is also, you know, it's important. Focusing on yourself, like I said, and it just makes it that much easier to focus on things as a team. Now, when it comes to focusing on things as a team, you just kind of have to sit down and talk with everybody for a while. A lot of teams, and I hate it when they do this, is, you know, they'll play a scrim, right?
yeah,
And they'll lose, and then everybody, oh, okay, well, I'm just getting off scrims. Okay, see you, bye. You know, and that's it.
yeah,
Sit and talk. Like, okay, well, what do we? You know, let's start from the beginning. How was the draft? You know,
yeah,
do our gods work well together? Do they work well against their gods? What could we have picked in response to this? Okay, well, was our early game a problem? Was the mid game a problem? Was the late game a problem? What could this person have done better? What could I have done better? You know, definitely talk about those things afterwards.
oh yeah,
And having a coach is also really helpful. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't really get the chance to have a coach because, I don't know, I guess there's just not that many.
Or like
But
a good coach.
yeah, a lot of coaches, just having that outside in perspective helps so much in some instances. Like, I remember we had games where we just felt like we were at a complete loss. Like, man, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of things that we did wrong, but we just don't know.
yeah,
And then you have somebody watch it, you know, with an unbiased
opinion.
and a different perspective. It's like, oh, okay, you know, wow, that's really eye-opening. You know, or maybe somebody did something wrong, but, you know, we don't want to hurt their feelings, or, you know, just whatever.
Yeah,
So, if you would want me to coach, by the way, I'd be happy to help you. You know, it just have to be whenever I get time,
yeah,
and I'd definitely be down. But
One thing I do want to bring up is warding, which is a huge thing, is ward the map a lot and ward aggressively whenever you can. Like the enemies buffs, enemies speed buffs, enemies backs. Like that is like so important to like have timers and how to like um set up stuff you're gonna do in like a minute or like 2 minutes, like say if you know somebody's position, like how I said with the Gold Fury talk about how like we play around Gold Fury and stuff like that. If we have like a ward on the right XPs and we see the jungler there, you know, we can just like run all the way over to gold, do
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, and it really helps with understanding the supports and the junglers rotations, which is like a really big thing, especially if you can play around like a counter gank, like bait, like say like your dual lane's getting bait, you can like uh, counter gank and have the ADC bait himself type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but just make sure to just practice warding. Like make sure everybody gets wards. Like if you see somebody with like 0 wards within the game, you know, get on them. But just try and ward
Especially since
aggressively
they
whenever
give
you
you a free
can.
ward.
Yeah,
Like if
yeah,
they give you a free ward and you never use it, come on.
Yeah.
yeah. And then um, and if say if you're getting like aggressed on like how we were doing, have wards up to know if
Where they're at. Yeah.
yeah, where we're at, or if we're heading to your buff, or if it's safe to go there, or if somebody's like by himself in the jungle, you just like jump on him real quick and then go back to lane.
Yep. Well, and that's one thing I think, like, that was a good point to bring up that I know I think I have to work on is not being reactive, but like I said, being, hey, we got to plan the next 2 minutes. Like, let's do this. Okay, we have red coming up in 45. Let's do that. Let's do harpies. Then let's go bait Gold Fury. Like, that's kind of the plan, and getting people. I think like you guys were talking about too, like being a couple minutes ahead of where the game is at, just sets you up for fail or success. Because when you're reacting, it's like, oh shit, guys, they're invading again. Can we make us something?
Right.
Yeah, doing that reactive shit's like the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, and I think that's
'Cause it
what we
just
did that
takes a lot of
entire
time.
game.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
is because you guys were like, oh, they're invading again. Okay, can we do anything? Oh no, okay. And another 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden you guys take our entire, jungle, and I'm like, oh, I got back rights. Well, that was fun. Okay, well, I got half a level in 3 minutes. Like, so
Yeah.
planning it, and that is one thing we talked about after is, hey, if they ever invade, like, we're all in comms, use the in-game chat and type, okay, 307, that's when purple's back up. So then we can plan to be there. So that was one thing that we already were trying to, get better at.
That's
Yeah.
And if
definitely a good thing
it's
to do.
yeah, and again with reactive stuff, like saying if we're invading red, if you know we're gonna do it, do something on the right side of the map or do something on the left side of the map, wherever.
Yeah, like if you invade red, go, at level 6, go kill the Cocolane. Like,
Yeah,
four-man him, and, great, you guys got red, but we just got a kill on your most fed person. Like,
yeah, you just gotta like mitigate the
damage.
I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet. Well, yeah, this has helped a ton, guys. Like, thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. And like I said, I'm down to, if I have the time, I'm down to coach and help you out. As far as things you can do, just on your own time, definitely look into like jungler builds, or not just yourself, just have the whole team look into builds more, look into tier lists, see what gods are good, what gods are bad. That way, something, because right now you guys are in the best stage to fix issues.
Yeah.
You guys are a newly formed team, and so let's say if we're having build issues, okay, we can fix that easily. It doesn't take too much skill. It just
To
takes a
not
little
build
bit of know-how
Frostbound.
to build. Yeah. No, it's all good. But it all that takes is just a little bit of, you know, looking into it a bit more, and that's something that can be easily fixed. Things like mechanics, or shot calling or positioning, things like that will come with time. But if you just fix the easy things, it'll make learning everything else so much easier because you don't have to focus on so many different things that need improvement.
Yeah.
So
So
definitely something to keep an eye on.
sweet. And yeah, as far as a coach, I want to talk to the rest of the team too, kind of see if that's something that they would like. I don't see why, like you said, having that third person that just goes like, for example, if I keep building Frostbound on Baka and Arachne, and you're like, dude, like you as a jungler, like you can't keep building this. Like, your builds and your picks are, well, like D tier. Like you have to get better at higher end, more team fight. Like you said, hunt bots, for example. Like you have to get better at hunt bots because going Arachne and Baka, like that's not going to win you games. Like that wins you ranked because people don't have an IQ in ranked, but in comp, like that's never going to work. Like things like that, I think will be so helpful to, have that third party person be like, dude, like why'd you do this? Or look at that and go like, why'd you guys not have any anti-heal till 4 items in? Oh,
Yeah.
good point.
Okay, but can I just point out that I said that to not build Frostbound in the jungle?
Oh yeah.
Like, it doesn't help. Like, I probably made mistakes too.
Yeah.
I probably made a bunch of mistakes with my build, but like, we need the third person perspective because otherwise we're not going to listen to each other.
Yeah. So,
So.
because yeah, it'll be helpful on that. So, and then learning the reason why too, like you guys explained, like, cooldown and utility things like that are not a big deal, not for assassins. Like maybe a Bologna with Frostbound possibly could be something, but even still.
Yeah. And in comp there's a world of different things you can do. Like for example, if you have like a healing comp, you can build a bunch of cooldown because you're going to be alive for a while.
Yeah.
But in majority of games, it's okay. Everything just happens so fast. A team fight is decided, so
Yeah.
might as 10 seconds for most gods isn't going to be enough to get a second round of abilities up. So get as much as you can out of that one round.
Yep.
But yeah, man, just talk to the team, see what you guys want to do. I'd be down to help. I could also recommend certain pro players to watch for different roles and stuff. I keep up with all that stuff for the most part. I have like Rad, for example. I'm not too good with mage builds. Rad knows what he needs to build, and so he can help you guys out a bit more with this. So I can go to him for guidance. Xbox, he's been playing support forever.
Yeah.
He knows what to build, what picks are the best.
Sweet.
So.
Oh yeah.
Another thing that I do want to point out is there's some like good teams that are streaming this thing. If you want to go back to their VODs, I know El Chapo or whatever, he changed his name to El Leon.
Yeah.
He has like one of the best teams. I think I don't know what they placed, but I know they're top 4, so they go like to last week. But just go in there and like see how they're communicating, which is like a really big thing, and see how you're communicating and how you should communicate and how they're rotating the map and how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah. The board placements, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want, I can maybe look into like getting some of our Scrim games, and I can like upload them to my YouTube, and you guys can watch and kind of see. Now, obviously, our Scrim games aren't going to have nearly as much going on in them like as a pro player would. But for me personally, it's just easier if you have like it's a bit more simplified because pro players, they do things naturally that we might not understand.
Yeah.
So, things like, for example, like something I learned early on, but I never thought about, would be like, you can tell where the enemy minions are based on where your minions are. Theirs are just on the opposite side. That's just like an easy, what would you call it? An easy
strat?
Like example I can use. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they obviously do things a lot more complicated than that, but if you watch just a team that isn't the best, but they're not the worst either, you might be able to pick up a bit more.
Yeah, and you can
as far as simple things.
Yeah, basically, part pick what they are good at, and then go, oh, that's really good. Even if that entire team was just horrible and they didn't get a single kill, their warding was spot on.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different things to look at.
So.
For sure, though. You guys are playing again next Saturday, right?
Yes. Yeah, we only have 2 weeks, right? Like next Saturday and then the Saturday after. If you don't make it to the top 4, like you're done for the season, right?
Just for the split, I believe they're going to be doing one every split.
Oh, that'll be super helpful then. I was like
If
kind of
I'm not
nervous. I was like, oh
mistaken.
shit.
Wait.
Oh, and that's
is
so
that right?
good because next week, the week after next week, if we don't make it in top four, I have a new job starting up that's gonna be like 10 a.m. to like 6 p.m. So I wouldn't be able to do it early morning
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah. Well, I hope I'm not mistaken, Red. You said they're doing one every split, right?
I
Yeah, no,
think
it's every
so.
split. It's every split.
Yeah, nice.
So
So,
sweet. Well, yeah. Thank you
Uh,
guys. Oh, what's up?
There's also like other like Smite discords where that they host like tournaments and stuff like Smite Prime and like Obey League. If you want to
Mhm.
like check into those to like get more practice and
yeah.
see people scrimming, because I know there's people that like say, hey, we're plat level, we're looking for plat scrims, or we're diamond level, we're looking for diamond scrims, stuff like that. You could always go in there and check that, and then you meet more people, and then you get more feedback and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm. Um. Oh, by the way, are you interested in me like sending you, like Twitch channels of junglers to watch and YouTube videos and stuff like that? Because I can definitely do that if you're wanting.
Oh yeah,
wanting
sure.
to...
Yeah, you can just DM
All
me
right.
on Discord, and then I'll
Yeah,
always
sounds
have
good.
it.
Yep, I can send you stuff like that. Like one person I like to watch a lot, and he's helped me out a lot, is Layers. Unfortunately, he only streams like, like once every other day or maybe once every 2 days or something like that. But even if you go back and just watch like some of his videos, they can help you out. Um, I know Weekend is one that a lot of people watch. I personally disagree with some of the stuff Weekend does, but he's made it further than me, so he's doing something right.
Right.
I feel
Adapt
like
has been
he's done it
streaming a lot
mostly
too.
on name recognition alone.
Yeah,
Well, back in the day, Weekend was like really good,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
like since everybody caught up with the meta, he's kind of fell off.
Yeah,
Yep.
like the thing is, I haven't seen him I haven't seen his team win a game in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day when he was on AFK, they were like #1 NA, and I think like the best team in the world. But like, once people got better understanding of the game, like he just kind of started.
Hmm Oh no, and I will always think badly of Weekend because he did something that somebody did to a team I was on. Um, went Incon. I think it was in season 3. Incon invited him to his team, and then Weekend got Incon kicked off the team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
with
classic
allegiance.
snake maneuver.
Yeah, somebody did that to me and an organization I was in.
That's rough.
Jeez.
I like to call
As
that the pro Radzor maneuver. By the way, Addy is rad. I'm sorry if you didn't. That's why I've been calling that. um. So, yep. I think I might head out here pretty soon. But yeah, man, I'll I guess hit your team up and I'll see if I can coach and help you guys out best I can if you're interested in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Um.
I'll hit you up here probably in the next couple days. So,
Yeah, sounds good, man.
but awesome. Well, hey, thanks again, guys. Yeah, I should probably head upstairs though. Girlfriend's probably wanting dinner. So,
All right.
you know the struggle there, Seb. It's almost 11.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right.